Good morning, everyone. I hope we're doing well. If you have any questions, you can ask me anytime. So a couple of important things, guys. I think we are recording. Okay. So this is kind of, in a way, our last week, guys. We're going to meet today. We're going to meet tomorrow. By meeting, I mean recording. And then we're going to meet on Thursday. Your final, I will make it available on July 24th. You don't have to take it on the 24th. You can take it anytime between July 24th till July 27th, midnight. And I'm talking to everybody who will watch this recording. So just keep that in mind. The exam will be available for 4 days. I'm not going to meet on Monday and Tuesday. You can take that time to study. No problem. We have done plenty of work for a summer course. So you have 4 days. If you want to take it early and wrap up the semester, be my guest. If you want to wait till July 27th, that's fine. The university gives you 2 days, July 26th and 27th, to take the exam. I'm adding a couple of days. You can consider that review day. You can email me if you want me to explain something via another video. I will do it, but we're not going to officially meet on Monday and Tuesday. I hope that makes sense. We have a couple of people here. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask about this, and then I'm going to tell you what we're doing. Okay, so here's your study guide. It clearly says what I'm saying. And I'm assuming we're going to stop at 3.6, 3.7. Wherever we stop, I'm going to put the last section here and delete, etc. Okay, so it'll be about 25 questions, 2 hours, very similar to what we have been doing, nothing new, except for it's going to be cumulative. It's going to have more material. That's all. All right, guys, so let me make sure I am recording. Yes. So guys, we are going to work on something we call sum 3.5. Okay. 3.5 sum and difference formulas. And these are the formulas. Okay. I'm gonna show you here. It's the same formula. I typed it up and I like the colors. So basically, guys, if you know, I'm gonna give you an example what this is about. Okay. You know exactly how to find cosine 30 degrees. And you know how to find cosine 45 degrees, exactly, using unit circle. So using these formulas, you can also find cosine 75. Okay, they're not equal. Okay, don't misunderstand me. You can also find cosine 75. I'm not saying they're equal, and you're going to just add cosine 30 plus cosine 45. It's a little more complicated than that, and that's why we're going to talk about. Okay, you cannot write this. You cannot write this. This is equal to, it's a mistake and a very grave mistake. You don't want to make it. Okay, it's not true. Okay, not true. Never write that. Okay, but this is true. Okay, cosine 30 plus cosine 45 will be 30 here times cosine 45 minus cosine 30 times cosine 45. So it's much more complicated. Okay. Mathematically, you can show what's all the things you see over there are correct. Now, your book goes over the, okay, your book goes over the proof why this is true. Okay. We're not going to go over it. There's a very nice video done by another professor on YouTube. I have collected it. I will upload the link and you can upload the link and you can watch it. That proves why these two formulas are correct. And the third one is based on the first two. There's nothing to it. Okay. So keep that in mind. We're going to use these formulas correctly. Okay. This is wrong. Don't do it that way. Right, guys? So there's not a whole lot to lecture about. We can just do some of the problems. So let's keep this here. Let's dig into our problems. Okay, I'm going to first do cosine 165. And then I'm going to do one with fractions, uh, uh, pi, and fractions too. Let's do this way. Let's do this one first. All right, so cosine 165, 5. And let me grab the unit circle, okay? I mean, it will come in handy. I'm going to put it aside. Okay. I want to, I know a bunch of angles from the unit circle. I want to express cosine 165 as a sum of the two things or more things I know. I like two, right? Because that's the simplest one I can come up with. So instead of cosine 165, I'm going to write cosine 120 plus 45. Now, why am I going to do it? Well, easy. I know what cosine 120 is. I know what cosine 145 is. Sorry, 45 all by itself is. And I'm going to use this formula, the very first one. Okay, this one. So cosine A plus B is, cosine A plus B is cosine A times cosine B minus sine A is 120. A is 120 sine A and sine B. B is 45. Okay, I just applied the formula. The good news is my unit circle allows me to write a numerical value for cosine 120, cosine 45, and sine 45 and sine 120. Let's find out 120. 120 is right here. Sine is, we have to keep it straight. We can't mess it up. We'll do it very slowly and I will check my answer. So don't worry too much, okay? So guys, cosine 120 is, cosine is the minus half, and it takes a little bit of time. You're going to see minus half, and cosine 45 is 1 over square root of 2. And you can write square root of, sorry, you can write square root of 2 over 2 if that's what you choose to do. I'm going to put the minus sign there, and don't forget, because cosine 120 is negative half, and cosine 45, this red one, is square root of 2 over 2. Now do the same thing for sine 40. Sine 45 is easy, square root of 2 over 2. Sine negative, this, don't forget this, negative or minus 120. Sine 120 is square root of 3 over 2. Square root of 3 over 2. And of course, the other one is easy, this. Now, I have to use fractions, okay? I have to use fractions to add. Let me double check and let me make sure I didn't mess up. Negative, this is easy. Okay, that sounds about right. Now, I am gonna take this and I'm gonna say this, multiply the top and multiply the bottom. And I'm gonna say multiply the top and multiply the bottom. Now, I'm going to move it around so that you can see it properly. All right. Now the denominators are the same, and that's good news. That's good news. I can simply add or subtract whatever the sign above says. I can do that with the numerator, right? So I'm going to say, oh, that's not bad. I'm just going to write, I have to do it here, excuse me. I'm going to write minus square root of 2 minus 4. Done. Now, I don't have a rational number. I don't have a radical sign in the bottom. I'm going to assume this is done. They may factor out minus square root of 2. Sure, we're going to see it. Not a problem. Let me look at the answer key. Okay, guys, this is number 13. Got the same thing. Square root of 2 plus square root of 6. Okay, so they're writing this as square root of 6. Fine, we can do that. All the same. So the answer is correct. And the factored out minus, all the same. It's really the same. So I'm going to pause here a little bit so that you can see what we're doing. The hardest part is you'll have the formulas in front of you, right? Hardest part is choosing the right two right numbers, okay? If you call 165, 180 minus 15, Well, you don't know much about sine 15. Your unit circle won't help you. So you want to express this number as a sum or difference between two of these numbers around the unit circle. Okay, you can see these red and blue numbers and green numbers, and don't forget these 90 degrees, 180, 270, they will come in handy too. But we're going to do a few more. I'm going to pause it just a little bit. Okay. All right, guys, let's do one more. Now, I was thinking about doing 14. By the way, by the end of today, you should be able to do the problems from what section? 3.5. All right. So this one is sine, okay? How do I express sine 105 as a sum of two of the numbers? Sometimes you can do it in multiple ways. So I'm going to say, how about 60 and 45? I know both, right? Both are 60 plus 45 is 105, and both are unit circle numbers. Now, I don't need this. Ignore my work here, okay? So I am going to write using this formula, sine A plus B. I can say this turns out to be sine 60. Instead of that, I can write sine 60 degrees times cosine 45 degrees. And there is a plus, then sine and cos and sine, cosine 60 degrees and sine 45 degrees. All right. So far, I just applied the formula. Now, I know sine and cosine 45 degrees are square root of 2 over 1. What's sine 60? I'm going to use this box. It'll save me a little bit of time. Sine 60 is square root of 3 over 2. Let's put this guy here. Square root of 3 over 2. And plus, so get rid of this minus. And sine 60 is that cosine 60 is half, is simply half. And don't forget to change this into plus. Well, you won't be doing that one, but you won't have the old problem sitting on your screen, but I do. Now, I am going to write this as 6 and square root of 2. Now that turns out to be square root of 6 over 4 plus square root of 2. I am going to say this is my answer for 14, okay? I'm going to check. Square root of 6 plus 2. Did I mess anything up? This is plus. These are all plus. No, I don't think I messed up. We're going to find out soon. 14. Yep, that's what we got. We got it right. So I'm going to pause here just a little bit to see if you have any questions, guys. Okay, guys, so let's do one with pi. I'm going to do 21, okay? Now, everybody does these things differently, but I am going to convert it to degree. Okay. I like degrees better because I can see things better. So how do you convert this to degree? Um, Ignore this. I'm just going to use these boxes. So 17, pi is 180 degrees. So I'm going to go use my calculator. 17 times 180 divided by 12. I'm getting 225. So I'm going to just write this as 255. I'm going to say this is 255. Now, 255. Let me do it properly. All right, now, okay. 255. Hmm. How about 255 is 225? I'm gonna say this is sine 225 plus 30. Why? Okay. Those are unit circle numbers. 30 is clearly unit circle. 225 is right here. Okay, that's a unit circle number. 225 plus 30 is 255. And I can use my unit circle to find these values. Now here, sine, I am just going to write 225. This is going to be 30. And this is going to be, and this is going to be 30. Okay. Now, sine and cosine 30, okay, right here. Cosine is square root of 3 over 2. Square root of 3 over 2. And cosine 30 and sine 30 is half. I'm going to put them here just so that I don't mess up. Sine 225. Sine 225, which is the y coordinate, square root of 2 over 2, but minus. And cosine 225 is the same thing. And put the minus here. Anybody is trying to talk to me, guys? You have to speak up. If you're talking to somebody else, you can turn down your volume or mute yourself. If you're talking to me, just say, can you explain that again? Okay, I can hear somebody. I'm going to mute that person if that's okay. Okay, it seems like you're not talking to me. Thank you, guys. All right, getting back. So guys, what happens here is I'm gonna write in the bottom minus this, and this will be minus square root of 2 over 4. I think if I'm not mistaken, this is the answer. Let me go back and check a little bit. This is 255, both are minus. That sounds, I'm gonna keep my fingers crossed, okay? If I made a mistake, I'll have to fix it, right? Not bad, same thing. I got the same thing, okay? So I got it right. So guys, I'm gonna jump out of this session. Okay, we have another type of problem to do from the same section. It's not a bad time to kind of jump out and come back real quickly. I will record another session today. I'm gonna jump out and come back really fast. We're gonna record. See you soon, guys.